Hi there, this is Dr. Evan Macbeth. For those of you who don't know me, I'm an ear, nose, and throat surgeon in Findlay, Ohio, and I am currently making a series of videos to go through setting up Zoom to be able to interact with your patients via telemedicine during the COVID-19 pandemic. So in my previous video, we talked about getting set up, doing some basic scheduling. In this video, I'd like to talk about some more advanced scheduling techniques, where to find your settings, what settings you may or may not want to turn on or off during your appointments, and so forth. So what I'm going to start with first here is the actual settings here within the PC app. Now, obviously, there are apps for Mac, as well as mobile users, but this is where the settings is located in the PC app, and we're just going to click on that, and this brings up a lot of your settings that you'll need while using the app itself. So a lot of different general settings here. I like to have my connected time checked just to know how long I've been in a meeting or how long I've been talking with the patient. For the video here, you can see I have I'm actually running my video through another third-party application before coming into Zoom. I'm going to make a separate video on how to do that as well, but it is an HD camera, so I have HD enabled. I'm also asking the camera to help me out a little bit and touch up my appearance. This is me without the appearance touch-up, and then with. It just helps to smooth out some of the edges a little bit. And then I do like having patients or participant names on their video. This is especially helpful for large meetings where you have multiple people who are involved in the conversation, so that can be very helpful. And I do like seeing myself on video before I join a video meeting, just to make sure everything is set up appropriately. For audio, of course, you have your different inputs and outputs here. I'm using a Yeti microphone here for the audio, and then my home speakers for my output, but this will obviously be different based on your computer settings. For most people running a laptop through their organization, this will be preset. Next are your share screen settings. Here, I like to enter full screen when somebody is sharing a screen. It just makes it easier for them to for me to see what they're sharing, and then you can see the rest of the settings that I have enabled there. I do like to be able to enable remote control of all applications. If there's someone wants me to show them something on their computer, I'm able to do that with remote control, which is really neat. And then I also like to show my Zoom windows during screen share. That's especially helpful with what I'm doing right now, trying to get other physicians and providers up to speed on Zoom. I'm able to show them my Zoom windows and kind of walk them through how to get set up. You have your chat settings there. This is where your virtual background is found, and there are multiple preset virtual backgrounds. We can be in San Francisco, for example, or out in space if we wanted to do that. I simply went into Paint and made myself a black background with our office logo on it. Very simple to do. And then I uploaded it by hitting this plus sign right here, and then adding image. And then you can go and find your different images wherever you need to find those on your computer. You can do that. I also have a green screen for my setup, so I have that box checked. If you don't have that, that's perfectly fine. It will still work without that. Just to show you the difference here, when I uncheck that, you can see it still works perfectly fine. I still have my black background. I lose a little bit of my writing on my for my third-party app, but otherwise it looks good. And this is what most people are going to have accessible to them in terms of in the office or home setting. I don't expect most people to have a green screen. So, but if you do, you can go ahead and check that, and then that will bring that up for you there. You can record your different streams. In my case, I have I don't tend to record Zoom streams, but if I do, you can change where those files are going by hitting the change button, and then you can either make a new folder for your Zoom streams or put it in a different folder, however you would like there. This is your profile. And this is important. This is if you do want to upgrade your subscription or perhaps join your subscription through your hospital setting or through your employer, you can do that here. You can also view your advanced features, and this is actually takes you to the Zoom.us website. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You'll see that comes right up, and we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. So we've already talked about how to schedule a meeting here in terms of this page. We already talked about how to schedule a meeting. To get to the settings, you simply go down to settings there, and then you can see your different settings here for scheduling a meeting, and then some basic and advanced meetings as well, or meeting settings as well. This is how I have my settings set up. I'm not going to go through all of these, obviously, but you can see which ones I have checked and unchecked. I do like to have a password for meetings. Now, again, if you look at my previous video, if you make the HTML link a hyperlink, that takes care of having your patients or other providers or physicians having to input that password because it's included in that hyperlink. So if you haven't seen that, please go review my other video. You can also, so this is embed the password in the meeting link for one-click join. So that's exactly what I was just talking about. You want to make sure that's turned on and that you make the meeting link a hyperlink. You can also mute all participants upon entry if you want to do that. I don't personally feel the need to do that, but that's certainly something you can do. And then I'm just going to go through the rest of the settings here slowly so you can see kind of how I have mine set up. Hopefully you find that helpful. I do want to stop here at screen sharing. So screen sharing is something that's very helpful, especially for large group meetings. All of our surgery department meetings and everything are currently taking place with Zoom to avoid any large gatherings due to COVID-19. When I'm the host, I want all participants to be able to share their screens, as well as multiple participants if necessary to share their screens. You want to make sure both of those are checked and this is toggled on there. You can also allow annotation, and I'll show that in a different video when we go to screen sharing, but that allows you to mark up your screen share for either your patient or other people in your Zoom meeting to point out things on your desktop, for example, to point out findings in a CT scan. You can also have a whiteboard, which is a drawing app essentially. I like having that if I need to draw some anatomy for a patient. That will show up on your screen sharing as well, so you want to make sure that's checked too. Again, I'll make a separate video for screen sharing. And finally, I like having remote control checked again here, just to make sure that I can control other people's screens if necessary. Down here in advanced meetings, I do have closed captioning turned on. I haven't had the opportunity to use it yet, but that is something if you do have, I'm an ear, nose, and throat surgeon, so I do have patients who may be hard of hearing. So I do have that turned on for them. And then all these other settings here. Here's this virtual background setting. You want to make sure to have that turned on if you want to use a virtual background. And then this option here, the waiting room option, I am going to make a separate video on the waiting room option, but I have that turned on, and you want that to be turned on with all participants turned on as well. So that's there. Again, look for an upcoming video on how to use waiting room appropriately. I'll simply scroll through the rest of these settings slowly here so that you can see them. So that'll do it in terms of your basic settings as well as your advanced settings. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to comment. Or if you have any questions, I'll be checking comments as well. I'll certainly be happy to answer them as best as I can. Please also don't forget to like and subscribe this video so I know if you find these videos helpful. Anyway, I hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.